like to thank the grace of heaven, virtues of masters, our grand predecessors, all transmitters, and everyone here for giving me this opportunity to learn to speak in today's class on methods of encouragement for cultivation. When we inviting people to receive Tao and encouraging people to cultivate themselves are like two sides of a coin. The former is temporary while the latter is forever. So when we ask people to come to the temple to receive the Tao, and they receive that one point of transmission from our holy teacher Jigong Buddha, that is a one-time thing. Okay, whereas when we give encouragement to other people to cultivate, that is a something that will be forever. So in other words, having people to come and receive the Tao is very important, but also encouraging them to cultivate themselves is just as important. Okay, so it's like two sides of the coin. Encouraging people to cultivate themselves is like an after-sales service or support. So when we encourage people to cultivate, it is exactly the same as if we sell somebody a product. We want to follow up and make sure they get the service that they needed whenever they need it, and this is the same meaning. So we have to make sure that we encourage all those that we have affinity with to cultivate and continue to learn and cultivate themselves. Encouraging people to cultivate themselves is a good way to fulfill the 6 perfections and also a good way to cross the sea of suffering from the shore of humanity to the far shore of paradise. The 6 perfections, or what we also call the 6 parameters, I'm sorry, I left that out in the outline, which I should put that in. So maybe you can write it down. Yeah, you have it up there, but I left it in the printout. Yeah, so just copy what's on the screen. So the first is charity, that is giving, or in Sanskrit called dana. We should cultivate the virtue of charity to get rid of the meanness in us. Okay, to get rid of the anger in us. Giving is a way to show compassion and kindness. Lecturer Lu said in the Buddha Nature class, to give generously is to detach from forms and to be closer to our Buddha nature. That's why charity is the number 1 perfection. The second is the practice of precepts, or in Sanskrit called sila. That is to cultivate our moral conduct, to keep the commandments so that we can prevent doing evil things. The third is forbearance, or in Sanskrit called santi, or ken. How do you pronounce that?
Santi.
Santi? Okay. So that is to cultivate the patience, our patience under insult, so we can tame our tempers. The fourth is zealous effort or vigorous progress, or in Sanskrit called virya. Okay. That is to cultivate diligently with perseverance to overcome our slowness. The fifth is concentration or meditation, or in Sanskrit called dhyana. That is to cultivate and meditate so we can concentrate our distracted minds. Our minds are always wandering, so this will help us to concentrate. Number 6 is wisdom, or in Sanskrit called prajna. Wisdom will finally be gained and ignorance will be vanquished. Attitudes and methods to encourage people to cultivate themselves. Number 1 is to be humble and amiable, so people would like to get close to us. In order for others to trust us, to listen to us, to respect us, and to follow us in the Tao, we should always remain humble and friendly. We ourselves always want to get closer to the people that are humble and kind, right? So therefore, when we represent the Tao, we must manifest that virtue for others to listen and follow us in the Tao when we encourage them. Number 2 is to keep a heart of kindness, compassion, joy, and sharing. Be willing to donate money, share the teachings of God and Buddhas with people, and serve voluntarily. So there are 3 forms of giving. Number 1 is the monetary form. So in our Tao society, when there is a temple to be built, an activity to be held, a Dharma class or a regular class like today, we all need and require financial support. Okay, so that is where the monetary comes in. Whatever we donate, it will be used in the temple. So when we bring friends to receive Tao or attend a Dharma class or Sunday class, okay, when we pay for their transportation, when we make that phone call to inform them of these events, these are all acts of material contributions. $1 will never be too small, while $1 million is never too much. It is the sincerity of our heart and mind in that giving that matters the most. Number 2 is the sharing and understanding of Tao with our family, friends, and co-workers. All we have to do is to convey the message of Tao confidently. We can tell them Tao is good. If you want to know more about it, come with me to the temple on Sunday, and we can all have a free vegetarian lunch. Then with true sincerity and patience, we can touch people's hearts. As long as we have a mouth to say the words, anyone can do it. There is a limit to material contribution, but no end to truth sharing. Okay? So whenever opportunity arises, we speak up and share what we know about the Tao. Even though they don't come with us, just by sharing about the Tao, we are planting seeds for the future. Maybe in their next lifetime, if they have this opportunity to come across the Tao, back in their mind, they will remember, this sounds very familiar. Okay, so by planting the seeds for their future, it is already, okay, a very good voluntary contribution. Number 3 is the voluntary contribution. We devote our time and effort to Tao propagation. Whenever we have time, we can come to the temple to sweep, mop the floor, offer the towels when members come in, arrange chairs, clean the altar tables, greet and usher Tao members. These are all voluntary contributions. Anything we do in the temple is considered a contribution, like what Asim does every Sunday morning. He comes in early because he has to find a parking spot. So what he does, he sanitizes all the tables here, arrange all the chairs, prepare and make coffee for us, okay? That's what Asim does. So when we drink that cup of coffee, we can think and be grateful to Asim. Okay, so these are all voluntary contribution. Huh?
Oh, yeah. Well, I mean, we're coming up with kind of a list of things that to be done, mostly cleaning stuff, but around the temple, so people can sign up. But we have to finalize this list.
Because this temple is so big, and it is God's home. It must be clean and maintain that cleanliness. So people come in, it looks very clean and dignified, right? So it requires everybody's effort to volunteer to come and do this. Think of it as our own home. What we need to do at home, we have to do over here, okay? However, when we do it, we don't think about it as a merit. We just do it from the sincerity of our heart. That's what counts. As soon as we think of it as a merit, it's no longer a merit. Okay? So don't do that. Just do it like it is our home. Okay? So, our holy teacher says, opportunities are everywhere to allow us to accumulate these merits and establish virtue. So he said, our conduct are the best teachings to other people on the preciousness of Tao. We stay close to the temple, to virtuous predecessors and cultivators, to scriptures, saintly teachings. These are the three things we cannot deviate from. Number 3 is be keen in observation so that we will understand thoroughly what to give according to the need of the Tao members. Always observe what the Tao members need. Every individual is different. One person's needs may not be the same needs as others. We try our best to accommodate every individual according to their needs. This way, they will feel comfortable in coming to the temple and will be willing to cultivate themselves. Number 4, think highly of nurturing friendly relations so that Tao relations can be based on affection. We should build up a close, friendly relationship with the Tao members to be able to encourage them easily to cultivate. Tao relationships can become much stronger when it is based on friendliness, love, and kindness. We treat them as our friends, call them once in a while to talk not only about Tao affairs, it could be anything that we can share with each other in our daily life. Okay, what we love to eat, how we prepare this dish, anything that we have in common, right? So that we can build up that friendship, so that when it's time for us to encourage them to come to the temple and to cultivate, it will be much easier. Number 5, lead our friends in Tao society by giving systematic guidance and teaching with patience and skill so that they can accept it naturally. As one of the rules and regulations in the temple, we as seniors must guide those that are new to the temple. Teach them what we know with patience and kindness. Okay? This way they will feel that they are learning and practicing in the temple instead of just coming to class and listen. They can also earn merits by actively getting involved with all the chores that everybody is doing, and they will become even more eager to learn and to cultivate. Number 6, avoid arguments and be objective. We must avoid all arguments, not only with Tao members, but with everyone in our daily life. Arguments causes karma and also will bring negative energies around us. So it will just turn people off and they may never come back. So avoid all arguments. Learn to be objective, tolerate, and accept things as they are. Nothing is perfect and not everything will turn out the way we want them to. So just learn to let go and be more understanding toward everyone. Number 7, keep in constant contact and provide information. Maintain a continuous relationship with the Tao members. Keep in touch with them either by telephone once in a while, just to say, hello, haven't heard from you. How are you doing, right? Give them our cell number. So when they need to contact us, they have a way of contacting us. We can text them if calling is inconvenient. Especially during their work hours, we can text them so they can answer our texts when they get a chance to. We can invite them to the temple once in a while if we feel that every week will be annoying to them, okay? You shouldn't call them so often, because if we hassle them every single week about coming, the next time they see us on their caller ID, they would not pick up the phone, okay? Once in a while, remind them, come to the temple. We can invite them to come for lunch on special holidays, such as Thanksgiving, Christmas, or Chinese New Year. During the 1st and the 15th of the lunar calendar, okay, we have the luncheons prepared so they can come and have a free lunch here. Because, during these holiday times, not everyone has a family. So if a person is living by themselves, okay, and we invite them to come and have lunch on this special occasion, it would make them feel very grateful and happy to come. Okay, so always be in contact with all DAO members. Number 8, touch people with our true heart, and then it becomes easier and more effective for them to accept what we say about DAO. Every person in the world has their own personal problems. Everybody. There's not one person in this whole world that is problem free. Okay? When we get close to the individual, sometimes they may open up to us. We can touch them with our true heart by showing our compassion, our love, and our kindness. Everybody needs that. Okay? So when we talk to them about the Tao, they will be willing to accept whatever we say. Okay? So we can touch them with love and kindness and compassion. Number 9, try our best to avoid talking about our personal matters. Always think of others and talk from their standpoint and speak for others. We try not to talk about our own personal problems, but to focus mostly on them. Let them speak up and talk about their problems so they don't have to hold it inside of them. It'll be a relief for them to talk it out. Okay. Number 10, try to solve the problem in their lives. If we can, we try our best to help them solve their problems. We can use our Buddha nature to give them guidance, or we can actually solve it for them if we can. When we do that, we are showing that we care, and they will be more eager to come to the temple. Okay? Try to understand their worries. Everyone has worries. So when they tell you what they're worried about, we use our Buddha nature to try and comfort them, okay, and understand why they are so worried. We can use the principles we learn to guide them so they don't focus that much on their worries, to let go of the mundane matters and to focus more on the temple matters. Okay. Number 12, show concern when they are sick. When we know that a member is sick, we should follow up with a call to show our concern. Sometimes people live by themselves, and when one is sick, they cannot cook for themselves, right? So if we live in their neighborhood, we can prepare a little extra food so we can bring it over and let them have some food for their stomach so that they can recover much faster. Okay? Yeah, you can do that. Okay? So, okay, so if they need medication, we can go and bring the medication from the pharmacy. Because when one is sick, they cannot go out and get medication themselves, right? So there are many ways to show our compassion, love, and kindness. And if they are really, really sick in bed, cannot even get out of bed, we can let the director in charge in the temple that day know so that they can inform the transmitter, who then can lead us in doing the bows for them. Okay, this will help with their fast recovery. Number 13, when we encourage people to cultivate themselves, it is just as if we encourage ourselves to cultivate ourselves, because everyone is just like our parent, brother, and sister. We are all children of God, and therefore we are all brothers and sisters, one whole big family here. We want to help as many people as we can to return back to absolute heaven. By helping others, we are also helping ourselves. At the same time, we are also reminding ourselves that we must cultivate. Number 14, understand their family background. We try to understand the members' family background so we can encourage them in a better manner. Sometimes there may be a certain obstacle that are holding them back from cultivating. Okay? By knowing and understanding their situation, we can guide and advise them how to proceed in a better way in order to overcome that obstacle, and then they can cultivate better. Number 15, tolerate their shortcomings and maintain their self-esteem. As a cultivator, we must learn to tolerate others' shortcomings. We can't let our anger and temper show in front of others that may prevent others to come back to the temple. Follow the ways of Happy Buddha, who has magnanimous tolerance for all sentient beings. If we lose our temper, it will make others lose confidence and trust in the Tao. Therefore, we must maintain our self-esteem. If we can't control our temper, how can we expect others to listen and follow us in the Tao? Number 16, do not nag at others about their right and wrong actions in front of a third person. When we see that someone is doing something wrong, we must let them know discreetly. We must let them know in a soft manner in private, not to embarrass them in front of a third person by nagging about their rights and wrongs. Be very discreet in pointing out others' faults, because this embarrassment may cause the person never to come back to the temple, and we will be the person responsible. Okay? Then if they don't come back, what's going to happen? Their ancestors will come after us. Okay? So just be very careful. Number 17, do not be too subjective in our judgment about the character and ability of the Tao members. We cannot treat any Tao member with a bias or discriminating attitudes based on our judgment about their character or their ability. Okay? Like the saying goes, don't judge a book by its cover. Right? So each person has their own individual talent. Everybody has their own talent. Like Asim is talented in making coffee. Right? Everybody has their own talent. Okay? So we can't judge people by the way they look. Okay? And we may be shocked and surprised that our judgment on that particular person is totally wrong. Sometimes it's always heaven's way to test our attitudes and our discriminations towards others. And when we are too subjective in our judgment, we will fail heaven's test. So be very careful. Always be cautious and always be aware of our actions, our words, and our thoughts. Number 18, the higher the position we are in, the more humble we should be. Therefore, people will respect us because of our virtues. As a Tao cultivator, we must always remain humble. Always. No matter what high rank position we are in, we should never be proud. There's nothing to be proud of. High rank position only means they have to take on more responsibilities. Okay, that's all. We are all equal. We are all doing heaven's work. The higher the position we are in, the more humble we should be. To manifest our virtues so others will respect us and want to get closer to us. Okay? We all want to be among virtuous people, right? We don't want to be among proud and arrogant people. So therefore, we should not be proud or arrogant. Number 19, extend benevolence to others and do not blame others. Benevolence is one of the highest virtues. It is to show love, kindness, generosity, and compassion to others. A great example of benevolence is our Guanyin Bodhisattva, okay, who has great compassion for all sentient beings. So when others are in pain, we can feel their pain and extend that compassion to help them overcome it. Everyone needs a shoulder to cry on, right? So we extend that shoulder to those that need to cry on it. At the same time, do not always blame others for anything that doesn't go smoothly or the way we want it to go. Learn to accept things the way they are and reflect on ourselves what we did wrong and not to blame others for everything. Okay? Always reflect on ourselves for the wrong things that's done, not to point fingers at other people. Number 20, provide them with information. We can provide information to the new Tao members, such as Sunday classes, okay? And then we have Wednesday evening Chinese classes and Dharma classes. Invite them to come and attend to learn. We can call them over the phone, we can email them, we can text them, or we can visit them. There are many class materials that we can share with them if they don't come to class. We have the books by the entrance of the temple there. We have Buddha scriptures that we can share. We can give these written materials to them. However, when we give it to them, it is very, very important. We must let them know, do not read them in the bedroom, do not read them in the bathroom. It is disrespect for the Buddhas to do so. And also, whatever material they finish reading, do not throw them in the garbage can. Okay? If they don't want to keep it, they can call us. We go pick it up and bring it back to the temple. Okay? We must inform them when we give written materials out to them. Number 21, drop in Tao members. In other words, when we haven't seen a Tao member for a while, we can go and pay them a visit. However, this is America. This is not Asia. We do not just go and knock or ring their doorbell. Call them in advance. Ask them if we can pay them a visit. Ask, not to push, okay? Because we don't want to come out as being arrogant. Ask, okay? Can I come and visit you today or tomorrow, whenever it's convenient for you, right? So a lot of people don't like people to just come to the door and ring the doorbell. I, for one, don't like that. You come to my doorbell, I will not open the door for you. Okay? Because, people don't like for us to just drop by unannounced. Okay? We must follow the etiquette. Proper etiquette is to call them, arrange a time where it's convenient for us to go and visit. Okay. Number 22, give them opportunities to serve and promote them. We have all been a new member in this Tao sometime in the past, right? Now we may feel very comfortable to come in. However, there are a lot of new members that do not feel the same way as we do. They feel out of place in coming. They don't know anybody, okay? So we must be kind and serve them and accompany them, okay? And also let them, guide them, especially like English class. They don't know that from the Chinese songs, you have to come into this room to attend the English class. Some of them are still sitting in the Chinese class. They thought that's where you listen, and they don't understand a word. If we know somebody is speaking only English, we make sure we guide them into this room, okay? Another thing is when we're having lunch, instead of sitting with the people that we are comfortable in talking with, we go and sit next to a new member. Okay? Make them feel comfortable. Talk to them. And you can talk to them about the vegetarian food, how healthy it is to eat vegetarian. You can talk about anything. Okay? Be their buddy, be their friend in the temple. We can also guide them in serving, okay? Help them to, earn some merit. They don't know what to do, they're lost. So we can guide them. They see people mopping, they see people sweeping, they don't know they can help, right? You can ask them, would you like to serve like the other people? Some people are very willing to do so. However, not everybody is. If they say no, we don't push them, okay? They have to be comfortable first. Otherwise, they'll never come back. They'll feel like, oh, you want them to come and clean for you. So be very careful. Maybe the first time we don't ask. Let them feel comfortable being here first, okay? After maybe a few weeks or a month, depending on the person, then we can ask, okay? So you just use your Buddha nature. Number 23, we have to truly cultivate ourselves so that we can teach them by personal example and with personal experience. There is no better way to encourage others than with our own example. By truly cultivating ourselves, we are setting a good example for them to follow. When others see the virtue in us, they will automatically follow the Tao. The most important is that we practice what we preach. Whatever we say in the classes, we must make sure that we are practicing it, okay? If we are teaching others of these examples and we do not see, and the people don't see the virtues in us, they will be so disappointed and would never come back, okay? That's why our holy teacher always tells us, our words, our actions, and our thoughts must be one, okay? And we must manifest that virtue, not only in the temple, in our daily life, everywhere, at home, at work, everywhere, okay? Because we now represent the Tao. We must be virtuous at all times. Number 24, make vows and pray to the Buddhas for help. If we see that no matter what we did to encourage them, they still will not cultivate, okay? In that case, we can bow to the Buddhas for help. We can talk to the Buddha like we are talking to a person. We tell the Buddhas that I'm trying to bring this person in to cultivate, to attend classes. You got to say the name, okay? And the Buddhas sometimes, if they can, they will help. However, sometimes it may be beyond their control. For instance, sometimes when we ask someone to come and they, no matter what we say, they don't, sometimes it is also their karma that is preventing them to come. Okay? So if that's the case, they have to earn a lot of merits in order to overcome that karma. Okay? So something like that is out of everybody's control. They just have to earn that karma. Number 25. Choose a proper time to visit and be careful that it is not for too long. So when we arrange a time to visit them, we should choose a proper time. A time that is convenient for both parties. We don't visit them during mealtime. Okay, they're eating and you come ringing the doorbell, they let you in. They have to ask you, would you like to join us for dinner? Okay, it's causing what? Inconvenience to the party, right? Because they may not have enough food for us, right? So therefore, do not visit them during mealtime. Do not visit them during sleep time or their family time. Family time is for their family quality time. We don't visit them during that time. Okay, we should we should also keep our visits in their home a short and brief visit. We do not want to overstay our welcome. Then we become a very annoying Dao member. All right? And they will never forget that visit. So never be annoying to the other party. Okay? So if it is inconvenient for them to invite us to their home, we can invite them to maybe go out have a cup of coffee. Okay? Or we can invite them to our home. Right? There's always a way. And even invite them for lunch or dinner. Whatever we spend on encouraging the people, okay, that money that we spend, that expense, becomes our merit. It is not an expense. All right? So we have to let it go. Okay? It's just like inviting a friend out for lunch or dinner. That's all. Okay? So that is a very good investment for a Dao member if this will bring them into the temple. Think of it in the long run. Okay? There's always a way to encourage them. Okay? Now there did I put the conclusion first or did I put okay. So in conclusion, encouraging Dao members to cultivate themselves is a very important process to help others to reach enlightenment. If a person only receives the Tao without cultivating themselves, they will be able to return to absolute heaven as long as they remember the three treasures. However, they may only be allowed to tour heaven and will have to come back down to this earthly realm because they don't have enough merits to maintain their stay up there. How long they can stay there will depend on their inner and outer cultivations and the merits they have earned. So therefore, it is very important that we encourage them to cultivate themselves so that one day they will be able to return the way the saints and Buddhas did. We need to encourage all those that we have an affinity with, not just the people we brought in as an introducer or guarantor. As a Tao cultivator, we cannot focus only on the members that we brought in. We should treat everyone equal as our brothers and sisters, and we will try to help everyone to reach enlightenment. So in other words, many years ago, I was encouraging people that I'm not the introducer nor the guarantor. And someone approached me. Why did you do that? And I was shocked. Okay. I didn't know that that person is focusing mostly only on the people they brought in. Okay. But my view is broader. I focus on whoever I have an affinity with, whoever I can help in encouraging them. Okay. And that's how we should be. Not to focus on only the people we brought in. Because sometimes the people we brought in may not have that affinity to talk to us, where they may have that affinity with other people in the temple. Okay, so we may have affinity with other members. So if we have that affinity with certain people, that's the people that we should encourage. Okay, so not only to focus on people we brought in, but everybody. Okay, we have, 15, 20 minutes? 15 minutes, okay. So this is the Song of Contentment Without Disgrace by the Buddha. Which Buddha? I don't know. Do you know which Buddha?
Where does it come from?
From the information you sent me. Okay, so it was all inclusive in this class. So the Buddha says, the most important thing in life is contentment. If we are contented, then we will not be disgraced. So to be happy in life is very important, right? If we are content and happy with what we have in life, then every day will be a joyful and happy day and peaceful, okay? So always look on the positive of everything, and every day will be a beautiful day, okay? Don't look at the negative part. There's always a negative, but we focus on the positive, okay? So every day will be beautiful. Wealth and social position are outside of our control. Fame and money are like a candle in the wind. For one to be wealthy and have social status means that they have cultivated well in their past life, and this is their good fortune in this life. Okay, so that is their good karmic reward. So we do not focus and search for fame and fortune when it is not meant to be. So no matter how you search for it, if it's not meant to be, we will never get it. Okay? Fame and money is only temporary, just like a candle in the wind. It can be blown out in a second. Okay? All we have to ask is to have virtuous offspring. Why do we have to think highly of jewelries? Instead of asking for valuables in our life, the best thing we can ask for is to have virtuous offspring, just like Confucius, okay? He's got generations and generations of offspring, and people still respect them because of the Confucius name. Okay? That's how we should also do, is to leave the virtues with our offspring. In the chaotic world, our wealth may bring us disaster. We should understand more about the world. Wealth can cause corruptions in life. The more we have, the more we want, right? We, as human beings, are never satisfied with what we have. We just keep searching for more and more. It's endless. We should focus more on the Tao in saving sentient beings. Many people who are greedy for money end up in prison. There's a saying, right? Money is the root of all evil, right? People kill, people steal, all for the greed of money. And they will eventually, what? End up in prison. Eventually, they will get caught. Do not think we are so rich that we can do anything. Just because we are rich doesn't mean we can do anything we want. That anything that we did will eventually catch up with us one day, someday. Look at all the people on the news today, right? All the people are coming out after decades of harassment. They are all pointing fingers at people we never thought would do things like that. All right? So someday it will catch up. The ways of the world are as dangerous as cliffs. This world is very corrupt and dangerous. People will do anything for their private gain. Be sure to be humble in everything we do. As Tao cultivators, we must always remain humble and kind in everything we do. We would rather eat without meat than live without dignity. Having dignity in our life is very important as a cultivator. We don't need to eat meat. We are very happy being vegetarians, right? Mm-hmm. We should know virtues could nourish our physical body much more than the fancy decorations of the house. Virtues are everlasting, and it nourishes our mind and body, whereas beautiful decorations of a house is only temporary. Okay? It may be beautiful for now, but it doesn't last forever. Okay? Do everything on our own without counting on a servant. We don't need servants to do what we can do ourselves, right? Even if we can afford a servant, it is best to do everything ourselves rather to be served by other people. Okay? there will also be a cause and effect in doing that. Count our blessings instead of feeling discontented. Be grateful for what we have and be content, not to get depressed and wish for something that is not meant to be. Okay, don't look at other people. Oh, they are so much richer than me. They have such a beautiful car, beautiful home, right? Don't look at that. Be grateful for what we have. Okay, and then we can be a happier person. Do not regard ourselves as inferior because we are still superior to many people. We cannot look down at ourselves. We must love and respect ourselves in order for other people to love and respect us. Okay? Love ourselves first, then others will love us. There will always be others who will think highly of us and respect us. Okay, so don't look down at ourselves. And lastly, be devoted to the cultivation of inner virtues, because the degrees of nobility in heaven are much better than that of the human world. We must devote ourselves to the cultivation of our inner virtues, because it is very important for us to return to absolute heaven, which is much better than this human realm. Okay? Inner virtues are everlasting. We should focus on cultivating ourselves, okay, on our inner virtues. Get rid of a bad temper, get rid of our attachments, desires, our bad habits, okay? Of course, it's not going to happen overnight, but we must always be aware that we got to get rid of these, okay? Never to lose track of what we got to get rid of. Always focus. Today, did I try to get rid of my temper today, or did I get angry at somebody, right? Try gradually to maintain our calm heart and mind at all times, okay? Any questions? Anybody want to add to any of this?
Well, I mean, so that first paramita, right, is giving, charity, but that's also giving up things too, giving up of, so it's not just giving things to, or whatever, to people or others to help others, but also giving up our own attachments, things like that, giving up on those things, letting go of those things, right? So that's.
Yeah, we all have attachments and desires, right? That's very hard to get rid of, right? They say if we can get rid of the most precious things that we are attached to, okay, whether it's the diamond ring or whatnot for the ladies, and men, what, a gold, a Rolex watch, whatever, the most, cars, right? If we can get rid of it by giving it to somebody, that is to show that we are detaching. Okay, if we can get the most precious thing that we love, donate it, give it to somebody. I don't want this diamond ring anymore. That.
Yeah, people now think, right?
Look at there was the director of what is that movie? Bruce Almighty.
Oh.
Very famous director. Okay, so he downsized from a mansion, private, elaborate mansion, to a mobile home. Wow. From a Mercedes-Benz to a bicycle. Sold his yacht, his private jet. He lived in a mobile home. He's much happier because he keeps in contact with all his neighbors around him. You know how it is when you live in a mobile home, you say hi and good morning to everybody, you share things, you do things together. He's much happier. He rides a bike to work or whatever. He's still being asked to direct. But he says, I will do it, but I want that salary. Okay, only the basic amount, the least amount you would pay for a director. Okay, but he's a very famous director. He only wants the basic low amount that they will pay for direct. The balance of what he should be earning as a famous director, he wants to donate it to charity. Okay? That's a very good example for us to follow. Okay, if someone can give away all that fortune and live comfortably in a mobile home and so happy and content, think about it. Joe?
Do we know what triggered him to do that?
He wasn't happy with all that. He wasn't happy. Okay? It's like you live in this big mansion but nobody to share with. You know, it's empty, right? He's not happy. He's always consumed by his job, always busy, right? He's not happy. He doesn't get to enjoy. But now he's not working. He enjoys his life every single day. Okay? That's why having all that money doesn't mean anything. Okay. Johnny?
Yeah, is there another, something else to say when we speak to people instead of saying inviting them for free vegetarian meal? Because a lot of people come just to eat.
Well, you can talk a little bit about the Tao to them, how precious this Tao is. Okay, you can give them several benefits. It will protect us in times of calamity. Okay, you can use some examples of some of the temple stories. You can tell them that their ancestors can benefit if they receive the blessing. Okay, sometimes it will move people. It will touch their heart. Okay, but everybody is different, so you gotta get it. You know, you gotta play it by ear.
Yeah, the other thing is that if we do that, most of the people, when they come, maybe we should actually speak to them more about the benefits of vegetarianism.
Yeah, you can do that too.
Feeding them so they come and they eat, and if we don't tell them anything, we don't explain anything to them, because maybe that particular day we don't have a vegetarian class, so they go away without the necessary information.
Yeah, use your own judgment in what is the best way to encourage this particular person. Okay. So there are many ways. It's up to it's different with everybody. So it's not that you can use the same formula to bring everybody in. So you have to see what will encourage this person, what will move them, what will make them interested in coming. Okay? So, and then you use your own example, how long you've been in the job. That's a very good example. If it's not good, you wouldn't be here for 16, 17 years. How many years? 16. Okay? Any other questions? Is this the end of class? Okay. I thank everybody for your attention. If I said anything wrong or did not cover this topic well enough, I ask God and all the saints and Buddhas for their forgiveness.